Pennick with Danville High School, and we had done a Drive One for Your School event on September 29th of this past year. And Mike, tell us a little bit about the event from your perspective.
Well, the event was new for me. When we found out that we were going to be doing this, it gave us hope that we could actually go through with our trip to Disney for the intersession, because we wanted to do a fundraiser, but to have this type of fundraiser that didn't require any selling of anything, didn't require us going out into the community to do anything, it was like a win-win situation, because we knew hopefully it would help you guys, but at the same time was probably the only way that we could have done our intersession at Disney. So we were very blessed to do it. And as far as the actual conditions at Stuart Powell, what we went through, it was great. I mean, it was fun. We worked from 8:30 to 4 o'clock. My wife and I had fun test driving cars ourselves, and we had a whole lot of people in the community come, a whole lot of our students, their parents, and we felt like it was just good for everybody. It certainly propelled us into our trip, a great way to start it. Right, we knew that if we did this for a school intersession, and we could count this as a full week of school, we knew we'd have a great time at Disney and have a lot of fun, but that there also had to be assignments that when we came back, we would be able to show through documentation that we had learned something.
Right.
And we have a celebration of learning coming up, in fact, April 15th, at which we were doing projects to turn in, both video types of projects on the computer and projects that we have, like the one that we have behind us here, that does show what the students learned and what they did while they were there. So it was just something where we knew that we needed to do enough assignments. We had an Imagineer come from Disney that talked to us about internships, about what his job entailed. We also did the Keys of the Kingdom underground tour, which most people don't even know that there's a whole nother level behind or underneath the Magic Kingdom, so we did that. And we had even a couple other projects we wanted to do that we just didn't have time for, because we only had 3 full days after we got there Sunday and returned home Thursday. We had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it was a real learning experience, as well as great weather and a lot of fun doing it.
Now, as far as the prep work going with the event, tell us about parent involvement. How did that go for you?
Right. In the day before cell phone, it was really hard, to be able to keep up with the whereabouts and having parents contact us and things like that. But the parents were all for this. I know most of them wanted to go as chaperones, and we had to constantly keep in touch with them as we had the time between our Drive One for Your School up till the time we left. We got with the parents, talked about money turn-in dates, medical release forms, all those things. And then I know the students were able to keep up with their parents while they were there by contacting them each day. And we even had a student get sick where we had to contact his parents and things like that. But the parent involvement was great. I wish they could have gone, but it was something where even they participated in your fundraiser by coming out and working with us too. So I found this out through anything we do with Danville schools, that at the high school here, I can say that the parents are just so supportive of anything that we do, and they got behind this event right when we talked about it, even at the end of last year when Kay and I were talking about doing this. The parents were behind it and wanting their child to experience it.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about the methods that you used to get the word out once you had the event scheduled to get folks to come in and do test driving for you.
Right. We had several meetings here, Kay and I, in the afternoons after school, before school, during the day, to try to open this up to anybody that wanted to go. It wasn't just the Spanish class or our marketing classes. We had the entire school made aware of it, and then we wanted it to be where money wasn't a factor. And of course, they had a whole lot of other things to choose during their intercession week to be able to do. But when it came down to it, we wanted to limit it to an amount or a number of people that we thought that we could control, and not have scattered all over the parks and everything. And as it turned out, there were some conflicts with softball and a lot of other activities that students were involved with, but we felt like we had 9 students that were very dedicated, that definitely wanted to go, some of whom had never been before, others who travel there quite often with their families, and it turned out to be just a great group.
Right. So now, and methods as far as helping those kids, some will have better networking than others to bring in folks to test drive. Were you able to utilize school resources as well as networking? What
We
types
did.
of things helped you best?
We did. We got your posters. We got word of mouth. We put it on the intercom system. We had word of mouth from people here like Aaron Etherington and Chase Broach, our resource police officer here, that spread the word in the lobby. We tried to do everything we could to get people to come out that day to test drive. And of course, we wanted them to see your line of cars too, which I thought was fantastic. You know, people that had not driven a Ford maybe in a while. I fell in love with them just test driving them. And at the same time, we wanted them to get out to be able to help earn the money for the trip.
Okay. And were there any surprises from your perspective or any of the volunteers once they were there? Like, wow, this is much more than I expected to do, or this is a lot easier, or any things that you heard?
I think fun was the key word. I mean, we just really had fun doing it, and we went out and got lunch and brought it back, and we were there 8 hours, and it was kind of like, wow, I thought this would be work, and those 8 hours went by really fast. And like I said, we had such a great, I think, community participation, and all the comments that I heard from the cars that they drove was, I want this Mustang. You know, I didn't realize that this hybrid car didn't make any noise, you know, when you turned on the car. I didn't even know it was turned on, and there were just so many technology things about the cars that Ford has developed and improved that I think I was unaware of, and I thought it was a real positive experience for everybody that took part in the drive themselves.
Now, are there any recommendations you would have for other groups, whether they be academic related, or if they would be sports related, any type of school group that you would recommend?
I don't think you can beat this kind of a fundraiser. So anybody that needs to raise money, this is the way to do it. And again, it's a win-win situation. I thought you all did a great job with your public relations part of it, putting it in the paper, doing everything, having all those materials to give to us. And I would certainly recommend this to any group. And you have to do it well in advance. I mean, it's one of those things where you can't just say we're going to go on a trip next month or we're going to do this or that. To have had this in September and lead this off and have this exciting trip to look forward to all year and know that this kicked it off was just the best thing about it. Yes, any type of forensics group, sports, any type of a school extracurricular or co-curricular type of group should look into this by all means, really.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you, Robert. I really appreciate it.